With talking about that, so I know you were talking about RVP and some other stuff there earlier, and like specific gravity, and those are kind of the specs. If people go online and they want to look at, well, what fuel you're kind of new and you're trying to figure it out, obviously
Yeah.
speak to your tuner and all that other stuff first for their experience. But if someone's looking for their own and trying to just do their own research, what do those numbers really mean? I mean, I know you can get very detailed with it, but in general, like if you explain specific gravity and those things, and what are the benefits of seeing higher and lower numbers for each of those?
Sure. Well, I'll start with specific gravity because it's the easiest to explain um, with if you use the visual of filling a column with fuel, and just imagine this column, or call it a vase if you like, and fill it halfway up, and imagine that it holds from top to bottom a gallon, and you fill it halfway up,
Yeah.
and you put it at 60 degrees, it's halfway. You put it out in the sun, and the fuel grows, and now it's at the top of the column. All right, if a gallon of this fuel weighed 6 pounds, and you put a half of gallon in here, you put it out in the sun, it goes to the top. It still weighs 3 pounds, but it's filled the column up. You put it in the freezer, it shrinks down to the bottom. It still weighs 3 pounds. So that's another way to look at the fuel density. And specific gravity, as it's listed on all of the fuels, is measured at 60 degrees. It is a ratio compared to water. So water is 1, and if you look at some of the fuels, they range typically between 0.69 and about 0.750. They are lighter than water, and that's what that number means. And it tells you the density. Now that's important because if you're jetting a motor as an engine builder, you need to know how many pounds of fuel this engine flows. And if the fuel is 100 degrees, you still need to make sure that you have an adequate amount of fuel going into that motor or you're going to run it lean.
I have